Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the class. So, what is the name of the chapter we are discussing? What is the name of the chapter? Yes, it's the physical features of India. What are the physical features we have in India? From the top. Yes, Himalayan mountain ranges, northern plain, the desert, Indian desert, then plateau, the Indian plateau, coastal plains, then island of India. These are the physical features, main physical features what we will be discussing in this class. The last class we discussed about the first main important physical feature. It's about the Himalayan mountain ranges. Himalayan mountain ranges. So, could you tell me the five points about the Himalayan mountain ranges, like the features? What are the features, main features of Himalayan mountain ranges? Yes, it is the highest mountain and loftiest mountain in the world, and it has it is mainly found, it is lying in the northern part of India, extremely in the northern part of India. It forms arc shape, and it is formed by the convergent boundary of India, Indo-Australian plate and Laurasian plate. In between that, when it has converged, so it has formed. We know about that, and it has a length of 2,400 kilometers, and it has a width of 400 kilometers in the west. And as you go towards the eastern part of eastern direction, you will get around 150. It reduces to the 150 kilometers approximately in average. And we have three divisions. Longitudinally, we have three divisions from north to south. One is Himadri, then middle one Himachal, then Shivalik. About that we discuss. Then again we have the latitudinal divisions, region-wise divisions we have in the Himalayan mountain ranges. From west, we have like Punjab, Himalaya, Rajasthan, Himalaya, otherwise, Jammu and Kashmir or Kashmir Himalaya. It's a part where it lies in between the Indus River and the Sutlej tributary of Indus. So you may say it's like a river in between the river Indus and Sutlej. It's a one division. Second, we have in between the river Sutlej and river Kali. It's called as Kumaon River, Himalaya. In between the Kali and Teesta, we have the Nepal Himalaya. So because that Himalaya, part of Himalaya that lies in the Nepal. Then, in the easternmost division of Himalaya, regional division is in between the Teesta and Devanga, otherwise Devanga. So here, these are the like regional divisions, latitude divisions of Himalaya we discuss. Then we discuss about the Purvanchal. Another divisions what we have in the eastern part. After the end of this Assam Himalaya, we get a Purvanchal Himalaya that turns towards southern direction. That takes a turn towards the southern direction. That's what we discussed. Now, in the next class, we started to discuss about northern plain, the great northern plain of India. Northern plains of India. Plains because it has divisions same like Himalayan mountains. So, the northern plain. You know the definition about this plain. Plain is nothing but a flat surface. Flat surface is a plain. So we call it a great northern plain because it covered the catchment area of this northern plain is around approximately 7 lakhs square kilometers. The most landmass is covered, or it is having the physical features of this northern plain in India. And you may say, sir, we have a more length of means the more length it is the Himalayan mountain ranges, and it has a width also it has more. So but then the Himalayan mountain ranges, northern plain is covered most of the Indian landmass. Why not Himalayan mountain ranges? One that is very big and having more width and more length. It is not because that Himalayan mountain range is shared in all these other countries, like it's shared with Pakistan, India, China, Tibet, Nepal, Bhutan, then Myanmar. So it has shared with all those countries. Only half of that, or maybe half and more than half of that Himalayan mountain ranges belong to India, not everything. So it's not more than, means it doesn't cover more land than this northern plain. So that's what is great That's why we call it as a Great Northern Plain, because it covers the most of our Indian landmass. You know, this northern plain, as we discussed, the formation of a northern plain we discussed in the last class. This generally I told, is not the formation of northern plain. Earlier it was a shallow area. It's not. It was a shallow area. It was hard. Then this shallow area filled by the depo, like sediments. Sediments is piece of rocks. The soil materials. It is the sediments. So this shallow area filled by the sediments which is carried by the rivers. We have three important rivers called as Himalayan rivers and the other tributaries like a sub-rivers of these all the rivers, main river. So this all carried the sediments and deposited over that shallow area, and it has made a flat surface. So this flat surface is now it's called as northern plain, flat area. So this flat area is totally filled with alluvial soil. The soil which is filled there is called as alluvial soil. So this northern plain formed by the deposition of sediments by the three important rivers. And its tributaries, not only the rivers, along with the tributaries. Tributaries is nothing but the sub-rivers. The tributaries the northern plain is a flat, the large flat land, a large flat surface. It's a large flat surface, and it's one of the most fertile landmasses of one on the Indian territory. So it's one of the most fertile landmasses. As I told, this northern plain is fully filled or deposited by the sediments by this river water. So these sediments under the so many processes like weathering and all those activities of a nature. So because of that, it has formed a soil as called alluvial soil. So alluvial soil, as you know, it's a very fertile soil. It's supportive for the growth of sugarcane, wheat, rice, cereals and pulses. So here the northern plain entirely is filled by the alluvial soil. So it's the one of most fertile landmass in the Indian landmass. It's the most fertile landmass in Indian landmass. So this formed by deposition of sediments, which is carried by the important rivers and its tributaries, the sub-rivers. Tributaries is also sub-rivers. So it has a catchment area of 7 lakh square kilometer. Means it has spread northern plain. It has spread across the 7 lakh square kilometers. So over the 7 lakh square kilometer in the northern part of India, and it is found or it lies in between the south of Shivalik ranges and Indian plateau. It lies in between the south of Shivalik ranges and Indian plateau. like 7 lakh square kilometers. It has a width as like a Himalayan mountain ranges. In the western direction, Himalayan mountain ranges width is somewhat more. As you go towards the eastern direction, the width decreases. Same like here in the northern part of as northern plain, the width varies. Width in the west is about 300 kilometers. And in east around 150 kilometers. It's about the width. Then length. It has the length of actually totally this northern plain it has a length of 3200 kilometers, but we calculate only the northern plain which lies in India. So most of this, the remaining part of this northern plain which lies in Pakistan, we don't calculate that but because we are discussing only about India. It has a length of 2400 kilometers. Have you heard about this length 2400? Where? Yes, in the Himalayan mountain ranges. So here we have Himalayan mountain ranges. Suppose it's Indian lands. Here we discuss about the Himalayan mountain ranges. It gets end over here, and the northern plain starts from the south of Shivalik ranges. Here we have Shivalik ranges. From there we get started this the northern plain. And the total length of this northern plain is about 3200 kilometers, but around 1000 and around 900 meters or 900 kilometer it lies in Pakistan. 900 kilometer of length of this northern plain that lies in Pakistan. From India we have 2400 kilometers of length as like this the Himalayan mountain ranges. So it varies in the width. In the west, it has around 300 kilometers. As you go towards the east direction, we have 150 kilometers. That's about like a northern plain. It has a catchment area. The catchment area is about 7 lakh square kilometer. Means it is filled with alluvial soil around in the 7 lakh square kilometer area. Square kilometer. You should remember it's a square kilometer. Not only the 7 lakh kilometer. It's a 7 lakh square kilometer. So it is filled over here and it is totally filled with the alluvial soil. Is that over? The northern plain or northern plain has deposition of alluvial soil. It is a deposition of alluvial soil. So because it's a plain and flat surface, as you know, the different relief features on the earth surface that causes and that attracts the different type of population, different quantity of population it attracts, is not. Suppose it's a plain like a slopey area. There we can see the less population. Suppose it's a valley, and there we can get a less inhabitation of a people over there. Suppose it's a plain area, there will be more inhabitation because the plain area, the flat surface will get a more uses. What are those things, the uses we get from this plain area? It's suitable for the cultivation, farming activities, agriculture, transportation, settlement of houses, for the settlement, you may say it's a settlement, and agriculture mainly, because in India, not only in India, whole world, the basic activity is agriculture. From the ancient period, the people they are depending on the agriculture. Is not so. They are the people they tend to settle in the place where they grow the crops. This agricultural activity. So there, the northern plain is suitable for such activities because of plain area and it has most water availability. Because there we get a water rivers which flows from Himalayan mountain ranges towards the southern direction. There it has a more water availability. So that reason the people they tend to settle there, and it is very good, it is suitable for having transportation facilities. Because of its flat surface area, it attracts massive population. And it is suitable for cultivation, agriculture, and other farming activities. And also this plain area is supports for the transportation. It supports for the good transportation with the flat surface. So that reason the people they tend to settle in these areas. Because of a flat surface, it attracts population, more population, and it's suitable for the cultivation, farming, and agriculture. Is it over? So it's the features. It has a length we discuss, width, about the width we discuss, the position, it's lying in the northern part of India and southern part of Himalayan mountain ranges. About the position we discuss. And about its importance, features, that's what we discuss. Now we go for some divisions. We have physical divisions in this northern plain. That means totally it's filled by the alluvial soil. It's totally filled by the alluvial soil. In that alluvial soil, we have types, physical types. Means you know how the alluvial soil is that over? Right on these points. Is it over? So here it's Himalayan mountain ranges. Suppose as you go towards south direction, you will get a plain area. This is a plain area. So here from the peak towards mid of Himalayan mountain ranges is covered by the ice. Due to the high temperature and global warming, it gets melted and it turns into the liquid, and that moves towards southern direction. It forms a river, is not? So these rivers that carries the sediments, the fine particles and the big particles of the sediments, because it flows from the great height. While it flows from the great height, that carries the sediments, pebbles along with that. Then that deposits over here. Then the pebbles will be somewhat bigger. It's like a stone. It looks like a stone. These are the pebbles which is carried by these rivers that deposits in the food hills. Food hills ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಈ ಒಂದು ಬೆಟ್ಟಗಳ ತಪ್ಪಲು like food hills, the base. It's called as a food hills. So these rivers that deposits these sediments in the food hills. These sediments somewhat will be bigger. It's a type of alluvial soil. Barber, here we find the barber, means it's alluvial soil, but the name, other type of alluvial soil is a barber, which can be found over here. Then further, when these pebbles, when these small, like a big particles of the rocks, the piece of rocks, get in touch with this runoff water, means the river water, this further gets into some pieces and that will be deposited in the further after some other means after some then it will be deposited after getting some pieces. So here we find these pieces of this rock along with the soil over here. After the barber, it's called as terai. The reason, we call it a terai reason. It's a terai reason. So I've got here we have big rocks. In the Himalayan mountain ranges we have big rocks. These all the rocks are made pieces, broken into some pieces. This all like pieces. It's like stones, somewhat bigger in the size. Pebbles, it will be bigger in this much size. So when these pieces of rock get in touch with this flow of water from the great height, it becomes some small pieces further, and that will be deposited in after some other length, like this will be deposited. This reason is called as terai. So the size of soil that decreases. Further, the size of soil decreases because the same situation, same that will be contact with the runoff water. Again, same that becomes very small in the size, and that gets a soil. We get a soil over here. So then we'll get a stream, the river that makes their own stream. Suppose it's a river. That makes their own stream over here. Now we can find the river from these areas. Before that, we cannot find a particular stream. It will be like a flowing everywhere. It will be like the deltas you can see over here, and it will be connects over here in this region. So from there we can find the river, exact river path. So when it creates a river path, so that river deposits the sediments in the bank of this river. In the beside of that, the small particles which is carried from this area, from the terai, it will be deposited over here. So it is called as kadar. This name, the reason, or this name soil is called as kadar. Then again the same, when it happens the same process, then these particles which goes away, that means when the new soil deposited over here, the old soil that moves away from this river stream. The old soil, it's a old soil. So over the old soil, the new soil will be deposited, then old soil will go somewhat away. So this old soil is called as Bangar. It's called as Bangar. It's called as Kadar. It's a new soil, alluvial soil. The Kadar is called as new alluvial soil. It's an old alluvial soil. It's a physical divisions. From north, it's Himalaya. Here the Himalayan mountain ranges. We have Himalayan mountain ranges. Due to this flow of water, the pebbles will be deposited over here. This region is called as Babur. Then further coming down the southward, we will get the terai. Then we will get this, the Kadar and the Bangar region. So it's a physical divisions what we have in this northern plain. It's a type of soil. Babur, terai, Bangar and Kadar is the types of soil. So mainly we learn about this Bangar and Kadar, then these two things. Mainly in your textbook, they are given about the Bangar and Kadar, not about these two things. To learn, to get understand about these two things, the history is required. It's not the basic things is required. That's the reason I make you understand by this picture. It's not given in textbook, but for the better understanding, I explain about Babur and terai. So it's about the two divisions, physical divisions. Is that clear? I understood. Okay. The northern plain has a physical division. The physical division of northern plain or Babur, terai and It's a physical division. So Babar, Terai, Banga and Kadar. So this Banga and Kadar, it will be mentioned, and you will get to learn about this Babar, Banga and Kadar. So Banga is also called as old soil, old alluvial soil. Kadar, new alluvial soil. Bangar, you can remember like this. Bangar, Bangara in Kannada you say it's a Bangar. Old is gold, is not. Bangara is gold, is not. Old. Bangara, it's old alluvial soil. Kadar is a new alluvial soil. So this Bangar, it will be having more proportion of kankar in it. Kankar is like kankar noodles. So this Bangar will be having kankar noodles. That means the kankar will be having more fertility in that. Fertility, the humus will be there more. So this Bangar will be having kankar type of noodles in this. So it's more fertile. Somewhat the fertility will be there. Than that, the Kadar is having more fertile because it's a new alluvial soil. It's now it's newly deposited alluvial soil, so it's having more fertile than this Bangar. It's having more fertile. So Bangar is old alluvial soil and it's a new alluvial soil. Is that clear? So then it's about the physical divisions, means like in the soil. Then regionally we have a division, the regional divisions. Regional divisions of northern plain in India. As like a mountain, like a Himalayan mountain ranges, as like a Himalayan mountain ranges, here also we have physical divisions, like regional divisions. One is about Punjab plain, otherwise Rajasthan plain. You may say it's Rajasthan, otherwise Punjab plain. North Central plain, Eastern plain, then Brahmaputra plain. So as you know, mainly these plain areas in northern part of India is formed due to the deposition of sediments by the rivers. So here in the northern part of India, we have three important main rivers which is cause for the deposition or creation of northern plain. Here we have desert. So apart from the desert, we will discuss. Here we have a desert. Okay. So we have Indus, river Indus, which flows over here, and the tributaries of Indus. It's all the tributaries of Indus. And we have here the river Ganga and its tributaries. And here we have Brahmaputra. So we have four regions, four plains. One is about Punjab plain. Here we have Punjab. You may say it's a Punjab plain. This is called as Punjab plain. It extends up to here, in the narrow zone. It extends up here. It's a Punjab plain. As you go towards east direction, you will get a northern central plain. It's a central plain. This central plain, which is formed by this Ganga river, or is deposition by the Ganga river, it's formed. And eastern plain, it's a eastern plain. And here we have Brahmaputra plain. So this plain which is created by the river Brahmaputra and its tributary. It's a Brahmaputra plain. Here we have eastern plain, we have central plain, and it's the Punjab, otherwise Rajasthan plain. So here this Punjab plain which is formed by the river, main river Indus and its tributaries. We have 5 tributaries in this. One is Indus, it's a main river. And the tributaries of Indus like Satluj, Beas, Ravi, Chenab, Jhelum. These are the 5 important tributaries. Satluj, Ravi, Chenab, Jhelum and Satluj, Ravi, Beas, Chenab, Jhelum. These are the 5 important tributaries of this river Indus. It has formed in northern plain by the deposition of sediments. And here, as you go on the further east direction, you will get this central plain. So central plain is somewhat big. So because this plain is deposited by the work of river Ganga and its river like sub-tributaries, like tributaries, Gagar, Gandak, Koshi, Son and Yamuna, Betwa. So these are the rivers, tributaries of this river Ganga. And here, as you go towards eastern direction, you will get some piece of a land as far as eastern direction, the eastern plain. Therefore, we have Brahmaputra plain. This plain which is formed by the deposition of river and its tributaries of Brahmaputra. So it's about these regional divisions. Is that clear? And further, we have to discuss about this Punjab plain, how it is created. I think there is no need of writing all those things. I will write here. So this Rajasthan plain which is formed by the main river Indus and its tributaries like Ravi, Jhelum, Chenab, Sutlej and Beas. These are the 5 important tributaries which has formed this plain. And here the northern central plain, mainly the river Ganga and its tributaries. There are many tributaries like Yamuna, Gagar, Gandak, Koshi, Betwa, Son. These are the important tributaries of Ganga. Yamuna, Gagar, Koshi. Then eastern plain is also about the Ganga, means like Gagar, Gandak and Kosi. So these are the rivers, sub-rivers which forms the eastern plain. Then Brahmaputra plain, mainly the Brahmaputra river and Dibang. These are the tributaries of Brahmaputra which forms this Brahmaputra plain. It's about this northern plain. Is that clear? Right on. It's about the 2 physical features what we discuss. And we have to discuss about 4 more important physical features. Is that clear? Have you understood? There are many things, very small concepts. It's not a concept, very small facts, but it's very important. So all the many things are there in this northern plain to discuss. But we'll learn about the concept or about the points which is given in your textbook. I think I have discussed more which is not given in your textbook than the things which is given in textbook. I have discussed here more. It's enough for this class or this level about the northern plain and Himalayan mountain ranges. There are many points which is not given in your textbook. Suppose you have written the points which are given here, that it will be somewhat attractive. You will get more marks. So it's about these 2 physical features, and we have 4 more physical features to discuss. We'll continue in the next classes.